Today I'm in Vienna and I'm going to be doing a past, present and future reading for you. I'm not currently in the city centre, I just found it too noisy to do a reading there. So I found a little piece of nature near my hotel and I'm going to do the reading here for you. That's a little bit of tranquil space. There's a bit of background noise, so I hope you can hear this video. I've got the crystals laid out for you here. So in the past, we'll start there. I feel that there's a cycle, well, history shows us there's a cycle of a rise and fall of an empire in this area. But I feel that this fall is back on the upswing again. So I guess we'll talk about that more in the future. So Vienna has gone through a very karmic cycle of an upswing and a downswing. So the mighty empire that it was has dissolved as such, but this will change again. From the past, there's certain karma related to the Roman occupation of here. I don't know too much about that era, but I feel there was probably a lot of deaths caused by the occupation. So I feel that perhaps the Romans came in and slaughtered people. This may all be written in history, or it may not be, but that's what I'm getting. There was a lot of slaughter of the natural people here. That was a really, really long time ago, and some of that karma is still in the earth here. So the more recent past, where there was a great empire that suddenly dissolved, has to do with that karma that is stagnant in the earth. This is all predestined. So the history of the end of the royal family was predestined. It was only supposed to run for a short time in this area. And that's all I'm getting from the past. Currently, this place did have a lot of parks and trees and forests, but it's now very much an urban area. It'll continue to expand in all directions, probably another 5 to 10 kilometres. Presently, there's not much focus on parks, but in the new expansion there will be. There'll be more green spaces. And even if they lose some of the buildings in the main centre, they will create green spaces. Presently the energy here is quite stable. People just going about their business and doing what they need to do. It's very much an urban area. There will be some expansion into other areas in the short term, but presently they're just plans on the table at the moment. There is a little bit of unrest by some factions, but not much. There's just some disgruntlement, I think more with the cost of living than anything else at the moment. People kind of accept and move on here. There is a bit of complaining, but apart from that, it's okay. There's no real swing towards political upheaval or anything like that. It's quite stable. Yeah, I'm not feeling anything too dramatic here in the city presently. Alright, in the future, as I mentioned earlier, there will be some expansion 5 to 10 kilometres from where the city limits are now. They're going to take over a little bit more land for the metropolitan area, but it won't go much further than that. There are plans for it, but it'll be more of an eco-type expansion where there will be a lot of green spaces and there'll be cycle paths, and they're already very good at that here, but it will be very much focused on perhaps with solar panels and other things in any new buildings that they do, particularly government or state buildings. Further in the future, I see there's a loss of income of some major players in the area. Tourism will shrink a little bit. I'm not sure the reason, I'm not being given the reason for that, but it will shrink a little bit. And some of the major players may move to other areas. And there may be a bit of an economic downturn because of that. Like there won't be as much money coming into the city. And this is all part of the karma of the city. But then probably in about 50 years or so, there'll be an upswing again. And it's almost like the country itself will expand into other countries. Generally, what may happen is that some areas outside of this country may become so poor that this country will decide to take the land over again. Like they did lose a lot of land over the years, and so that may happen. But there will be an upswing in the fortunes, probably in the next 100 years or so of the country, and they will gain more land in the next century or so. So that's all I'm getting for today's past, present and future on Vienna. I hope you enjoyed that, and please subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video.